Yo, it's another episode of Shy Boys Podcast. We got Haize in the building with the gang.
What the hell?
Y'all know we about to act a fool on here. Y'all already know. We're going to get into some Lonzo news. We're going to talk about all that heat. The continued disrespect continuously coming from ESPN. And then we're going to see how Lavine and Demar stack up against other duos in the Eastern Conference. Y'all know y'all got to hear the music first, though.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby. We got Haize in the building. And I'm with my dog, CDubb. How you doing, boy?
Man, I'm feeling great. Damn, look who we got on this motherfucker, boy.
Y'all already know.
Haize.
We bringing my guy here. How you feeling, boy?
I'm out here living, bro. That's it. I'm living my dream, bro. That's all I can. I wake up every day. No cap. I wake up every day and realize, hey, I get to talk about my two favorite teams for damn near living at this point, bro. I'm living my dream.
Oh, bro.
Let's get it.
I'll see it, boy. We just got to flex on y'all real quick. We got Haize on it.
Y'all already know, though. But we going to go ahead and kick it off, man. Look,
what's up?
We already know. We had a lot of Lonzo concerns, a lot of Lonzo need news, a lot of Lonzo need problems all the way since January, goddamn. But now, my boy went under the knife yesterday, and then they came back today with some optimism, basically saying that my guy could potentially be back in 2023, goddamn. Haize, we gonna kick it off for you, my guy. How you feel about that right now? You feeling optimistic or what? Let the people know.
Because it's like they went in there. It was always nothing showed up in the MRI. It's not the meniscus anymore. So it was clearly something that was just mysterious. So clearly, the way I took the news is that they went in his knee. They figured out what they think the problem is. I read some report that it could have been like loose cartilage or something like that. So they found that. You get that up out of there, and then it's like, all right, yeah, you should be good to go. It's very similar to the surgery that Zach Lavine had this season, but that one's for the ACL, but this one's for the meniscus. So it's very similar. You go in there, you scope it out, you see what's in there that needs to be removed, you take it out, and then you let him heal. So, you know, it's good to have a more clear timeline now. Now it's just seeing how his body responds. When the thing with Lonzo is that he always seems to heal slower than normal people. So now it's just healing. We'll hear something in a couple of weeks, and then, let's get rolling, bro.
CDubb.
Man, this man is the opposite of Wolverine, man. He the opposite of Weapon X. You know, I was the one pulling for Lonzo all the way, man. I'm going against my nephew. I'm going against Big Kev. I'm going against everybody. Man, I ain't hear nothing from Lonzo. I ain't hear nothing from the Chicago Bulls. I'm not doing it. Then he proved me wrong. Like, man, I can't even walk up the stairs. I can't even ride the elevator shit. He can't do shit on his knee. But now he got this little procedure going on. I'm not finna get too high. I'm not finna get too low. I learned my lesson, Mr. Lonzo Ball. Till your ass is on the court shooting jump shots and doing practice layups, I'm not finna move at all. I'm gonna stay just like this, even killed, until you get your ass on the court, brother.
On the real.
That's all I got for Lonzo, bro. I'm so disappointed, man. This nigga is the opposite of Wolverine, bro.
I mean, it's to be expected. Last time he had a meniscus, he was out a whole year. Again, he didn't have any setbacks. So, I mean, it kind of, you just know what it is with Lonzo. The one thing that I'll say with this is like, it sucks, but luckily we drafted Io. Imagine if we didn't draft Io.
Man.
Imagine if we didn't draft Io. That would have been crazy.
Ooh, that 80 million. Ooh, that.
Oh yeah. So Haize, I don't think we ever asked you. You know what I'm saying? Or unless I missed it or something. Who you want to be the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls?
Oh,
who you think
should be there all day? I think when you look at it like Alex Caruso and what his veteran presence is needed on the bench, I think when you look at how unproven our bench is overall, you want the steady hand on there. Io, as great as he was, he made a lot of mistakes. He's still only going to be a sophomore. I think when you look at Io being out there with veterans, it can kind of offset some, especially with DeMar DeRozan doing most of the ball handling. So it could take some of that pressure off Io DeSumo. If you move Alex Caruso into the starting lineup and have Io come off the bench, he's the lead point guard off the bench at that point, leading other than Andre Drummond, a bunch of players and Javante and stuff, but like none of them are ball handlers. So I look at it like that. I want to see Ayo Dosunmu start. I think he did good in that role before he hit his rookie wall last season. And anybody who's talking about Goran Dragic, please look at Goran Dragic's defensive numbers. That man is
I'm trying to say, but they tweaking. Go ahead, CDubb.
Now, me, you, and nephew, and probably all of Chicago want Ayo Dosunmu to be the starting point guard. But we know Billy Donovan.
Facts.
What do you think? We can't read anybody, man. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We our own person. He his own person. What do you think he'll do based on what he did last year with this team?
I mean, looking at it, he went to Ayo, right? I mean, I can't remember Caruso. No, because even when Caruso first went, Lonzo first went down, I think Caruso was still in. He still went to Ayo. I think when you look at it, like now they do have Goran on the bench, so maybe they do feel more comfortable to say, hey, we can move Caruso to the starting lineup. Goran's now the veteran off the bench. Ayo can play off him, but I just think it just makes more sense when you look at everything combined to do Ayo. I think he's still going to go Ayo. The outside chance to be Alex Caruso, but if you listen to some of his comments and even the video that came out today after practice, it seems to me, and maybe that's just me reading what I wanted to, but I get the impression that he's also leaning towards Ayo right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be the great choice, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Young guy that could be moved. I think he got the potential to push the paces these guys want to do, because I think that what the Bulls failed at last year as the second half of the season, everybody know it. They got stagnant, bro. They went to basically a basically ISO team, and that was due to injuries, COVID, whatever. But they definitely went to like an ISO game. So
DeMar DeRozan ISO.
You feel me? it was the DeMar DeRozan show. You know what I'm saying? For real though. But hey, moving on along. My guy, gentlemen, ESPN, they've been on our ass for the last 48 hours. Going crazy. First and foremost, we had the likes of Zach Lowe list 8 teams off and asked the world, was the Bulls better than any of those 8 teams? And basically he said the answer is no. And then, Haize, you reported on this. My man's Kendrick Perkins said that these guys are a play-in team at best. So that's the best that we could do. CDubb, take a jab at it, my boy. Go crazy.
First off, go with Kendrick Perkins. He's so disrespectful. This probably you probably could go with the first thing you said. Man, you got to look at Atlanta. That's a question mark. Can those 2 guards play together in that lineup? Is Trae Young willing to share that ball with Javonte Murray? Then you got to look at Cleveland, because these are teams that I think that we are better than as right now without Lonzo playing. Those small guards in Cleveland, are they going to be able to guard anybody? Sure, they got a great defensive front court, but can they guard on the perimeter? We got to see that. Toronto, I hate playing them. They long, but we handled them pretty well last season, and I don't think their team changed that dramatically. The rest of the teams is pretty fair. You know, we got to see what's going on right now. So I'll put us at about 5-4. I'll put up 5-4. What's wrong with that? That's respectful. Like to the play-in, I doubt that.
The best is a play-in, right?
Yeah, that's too much, dude. That's just, man, you're not doing your homework. I understand he's a national television personality, and you can't spend that much time in the Bulls. It may be boring to you. It ain't all that star power you think, but I think they're all wrong. We just have to show them. I ain't gonna do too much talking. We just gonna show them.
Facts. So Haize, what you got for that, man?
Listen, man, all I can say with Kendrick Perkins, the fact that they have trained him enough to even be able to string together 3 sentences in a row is an amazing feat. But this is what I'll say. Like, I can understand the doubt of saying, like, hey, if the injuries come, if certain things don't go right, they could possibly drop to a play-in. That is fair analysis. I can make an excuse for that. For you to say the best that they're doing is a play-in, and this is how I know ESPN feeds certain people things, because then today ESPN comes out with their win prediction for the Chicago Bulls, and they predicting to win 38 games. See, it's all kind of coming. You see what they try to do when they do stuff, like this, right? The mainstream media, bro. Like, all I can say is this: all the doubt that was thrown towards us, we are back in the same spot we were at the beginning of last season. All the doubt, the Bulls going to be playing team. Can DeMar DeRozan do it again? All I'm going to say, make sure you guys are tuning in to Chicago Bulls basketball. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's it.
For real though,
Bro.
because my thing is that there's a lot of question marks with a lot of teams. To me, the only for sure thing is Milwaukee and Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
And
Because
Boston,
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. The loss of Ime, that's a big thing because before Ime even got them together, they were struggling. Yeah. And now they don't have them. And correct me if I'm wrong, the interim coach has never had a head coach position, right?
Yeah, and the person who was their lead assistant last season, he got a head coaching job somewhere else. Did he go? He went somewhere. I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
He's a head coach somewhere else now.
Right.
So even the person that they're bringing in was not even a lead assistant before. If they were bringing in the lead guy, it'd be some more like, had they known this was happening, they probably would have kept him or extended him or whatever they needed to do. But yeah, losing Ime Udoka, like, bro, that's going to be a huge loss. And
that's a huge loss.
Like, don't be surprised. Me and Pat said this over on Locked On Bulls. Do not be surprised if Brad Stevens pulls a Pat Riley and has to come down from
I thought that. I think if they struggling too bad, like they really struggling, I think Brad Stevens got to come down. I think he got to.
Yeah.
But what do y'all think that'd be like a positive or a negative thing for that franchise at that particular moment?
It's be a negative.
What, Brad Stevens coming down?
Yeah,
negative.
I mean, he's one of the most respected coaches in their history, bro. No, I don't think it's just like when Pat Riley came down and then he basically righted that ship and they won a championship. I'm not saying that's going to necessarily happen for Boston, but keep in mind all the players on the team he brought in when they were rookies and they came in. He's the one who coached them. He knows them even better than Ime did. So it'd be different if Brad Stevens was like 3 years removed from being a head coach. He was just a head coach the season before last. So I think it'll be a positive. I look at it as a positive at least.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But I got to say this, man. Kendrick Perkins, bro, you've been exposed before by your own teammates when Stephen A. pulled up a 2-3 minute clip of you steady backdropping and backstepping and backpedaling on all your takes. That's all I'm going to say with that one. And I know y'all better not get Tim Bontemps back up there because I'm going to fry his ass again. For real. So there's a lot of, Zach Lavine, he got his money as we move along. Zach Lavine got his money. We already know the questions regarding DeMar DeRozan. So basically, I'm trying to see how these two guys stack up in the Eastern Conference against other duos, the like of KD and Kyrie, Giannis and Middleton, the new duo, Donovan Mitchell and Garland, Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. What do you guys see these our duo on the Chicago Bulls matching up against the other duos in the Eastern Conference? Haize, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to break this down like this. I'm going to go through one by one. The midgets over in Cleveland, I got to see it before I believe it. I can't. Yes. When you have two high usage guards that used to having the ball in their hand, I'm not going to believe it until can they work it out? Yeah, there's a world absolutely in where they work it out, but I need to see it. And then on the defensive end, you can throw out Okoro. Yeah, they have a great defensive front line, but listen, they're going to have to be working to not only because get it. It's easy to say, well, they got one of the best defensive front courts in the league. All right, but what happens when they face a team that has guards and somebody like let's say Vooch does have a bounce back season. One of them is going to have to guard Vooch. Much less, you can't leave Patrick Williams open on the perimeter because he is a 50% 3-point shooter. At that point, what they going to do with even Io? Like, I have to see it before I believe it. I think I trust the Bulls are going to have the talent enough, and that's not even a fully healthy Bulls team. God forbid Lonzo Ball gets fully healthy. And then at that point, I'm not giving them any chance in the backcourt. Their front court is dangerous. That could be the best front court in the league in the next 2 or 3 years. Yeah. But I have to see how that guard rotation works because Donovan Mitchell had one of the best generational defensive centers that he played with and couldn't work it out. So I got to see it. I got to see it. Now, with Atlanta, I like the balance of Atlanta, but we already know he's Io DeSumu's son. Like, and
Trae Young.
Yeah, Trae Young is Io DeSumu's son. Like, we're not tripping off him. DeJounte Murray is an amazing talent. I love DeJounte, but moving him to the 2, having Trae Young out there, they're going to score a lot of points. DeJounte is a way better defender than Trae Young is, but I still look at a lot of things like with Cleveland. That everybody else in that court is going to have to defend very well, and we don't even. What is Collins going to do? Collins may mentally check out halfway through the season when he wants to leave Atlanta. All of a sudden, again, he wakes up every other day and wants to leave Atlanta. So I don't trust that. Now the other 2, Kyrie and KD, if they're on and how this Ben Simmons thing works, that's a crazy duo. Yeah. We all know Kyrie Irving at any point in time could move to the desert and become Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, it's all I'm saying is that it's not as certain as some people are making it out to be. We got to see how it plays on the court. It's easy on paper when you make these additions to say, hey, this is how. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah. My boy got the train. Okay. Hey, somebody hit you with that side, the side note. They co-signing your points. They co-sign.
They add these teams on paper, and I just think like I have to see it together and how it melds, because there's a team every season that makes some acquisitions that end up just not working out. And period. Like, for example, when the Mavericks got Porzingis, then when they got Dinwiddie, like everybody, all these acquisitions, and people thought like, hey, this is the perfect player to play next to Luka. Ended up not working out. They shipped him Porzingis out less than a year later, and Spencer Dinwiddie ended up on the bench less than 3 months after getting there. So you got to see how things work out. Now, Milwaukee, as much as Chris Middleton is up and down on that team, they've won the title. So I can't knock that duo. They have the accomplishments that most duos want to see. So we'll see. And then Tatum and Brown.
Yep.
If they like each other, then yeah, cool. But we got to see what's going on with the coaching staff there. So all I'm saying is that I'm not necessarily picking the Bulls to be heads and shoulders above these teams or anything like that. But all I'm saying is that the Bulls definitely have a chance to be just as good, if not better, than half those teams that we listed there. Sorry, I know that was long-winded as hell.
No, it's good though. Go ahead, CDubb.
Look, I'm just gonna rank them down like from 1 to our spot. The best duo in the East, it has to be the Milwaukee duo of Giannis and Middleton. I think they're the best team. I think they'll be around at the end, and them the two best players on that team. And I think they work well together. We got a finisher, and we got just an absolute monster on the court that do everything on the court except shoot. And then we gonna go to the number 2 team, and I think it's Brooklyn, man. If everything's right, it is that possibility. You can never, get Kyrie Irving figured out, but he's one of the best offensive players in the game. We already know KD. I think he's the best player in the game. He's gonna get 30. I think he's gonna have a monster year this year after he got treated like that in the playoffs. So I'll go Kyrie and KD with the number 2. I'm putting the Bulls at number 3. I gotta do it. I got Zach Lavine coming through. He just got paid. He got nothing to worry about but getting better on the basketball court. I got DeMar DeRozan coming into this season with some more hate after he destroyed the league for 28 points per game last season. They still say he overrated. So watch what he do now. I got the Chicago Bulls with the 3rd best duo in the East. On the rim.
I'm like what both of y'all going with this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really, really get into that, like with a lot of the shit that they've been talking about, because a lot of it you just laughable at this point. But I got a question though. I see that you guys really didn't mention Harden and Embiid. Why?
Why should we? I fuck with Embiid, but Harden.
Listen,
don't know.
Harden is one of the most frustrating players in the league because he has all the talent. You can see at any point in time, like, hey, Harden could go off the series, but it just seems like no matter how good Harden does in the regular season, until I see it consistently every year in the playoffs, it's like the dude just forgets how to play basketball, bro. Now, the benefit is they have Maxey there. I'm looking more at Maxey and Embiid as being like the guard big man combo. If Maxey continues to develop and improve, but Harden, bro, it's the playoff, bro. Like the performance in the playoffs is just so lacking for me.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, you can never depend on Harden. Some always happen. He got a hamstring. He go 0 for 15 from 3-point range. Something gonna happen, bro. With Harden, he like the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA.
My thing is that if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, last season was Joel Embiid healthiest season. How many times you gonna get that?
Not too many more times.
Yeah. So my question is, how many times you gonna get that alongside? But I'm with y'all though, man. Y'all made some great points on that particular thing. Right there. My boy Haize about to pull up something. What you got going on, cooking, boy?
Nothing, bro.
Nah, I was about to say, my boy full of receipts.
I don't even have access to pull anything up here, bro. Like,
He's gonna have to get you access, goddamn. My boy gonna crack a joke. For real though. But hey, y'all got any final thoughts on anything talked about today?
all I'm gonna say is this, man. Hey, for those doubting the Chicago Bulls, you got a player in DeMar that sees everything. He uses it all as fuel. Y'all doubting Zach Lavine has improved every single season he's been a Chicago Bull, except last season with the knee. But even then, at the beginning of that season, before he had the back and the knee stuff start happening, he was on pace to be a 50, 40, 90 player and average almost 29 points per game, just right up there with DeMar DeRozan. When you have a combo that average almost 53 points per game, I think, and the team averaged 111 points per game, that's over half your points coming from two players.
Facts.
So with that being said, like a step up from Ayo, a step up from Patrick Williams, Vooch improving his game. God forbid Kobe gets his stuff together off the bench and consistent off there. You're looking at a team that is going to have the offensive firepower. The biggest question with the Bulls are going to be able to keep up the defensive intensity for 48 minutes of basketball. If they can, Zach's already talked about he's focused on the defensive end. Y'all just keep down my team, bro. Just keep down my team.
Let's go.
Bro, and I just want to go with this. Ayo, he's improved his physique, man. That Mart is,
for sure.
Man, that Mart looking like He-Man out there. He is ready to play, man. I expect him to be the starting point guard, and I expect him to flourish this year. I did say early while we was doing the podcast, maybe in midsummer, that I expected Pat Williams to compete for the most improved player. I'm going with Ayo Dosunmu. Competing for most improved player this year. I just like the focus and the drive. You know this kid want to be the best player he can be. We heard about the stories at the rookie sophomore game of him want to soak up knowledge. I like what this kid is made of, and we're going to watch some spectacular play from this kid this season. Just stay tuned.
Absolutely. And y'all go ahead and keep that doubt up. It's all good, man. Y'all already know, because we had our duo in the top 10 in scoring, and we was doing our thing. We got rattled by injuries, but we don't make no excuses. We just gonna keep doing what us Chicago people do, goddamn. But I'm gonna end this off by saying we sending thoughts and prayers to all that has been affected by Hurricane Ian. It still ain't over. So y'all continue to send y'all supports and prayers out to those people that's, probably lost some things to flooding or the high winds or whatever going on down in Florida. That thing got in Atlanta and it's coming through Georgia and South Carolina soon. So y'all bunker down and y'all be safe. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I continue support us. We appreciate y'all. We gonna see y'all on our next.
Man, cognac.